With Secret of the Mimic opening up new avenues of lore and theories, one detail from the game has spawned an intriguing thought process in some theorists, with this detail being the inclusion of the FNAF 3 map in the mock-up pizzeria. While I think this is a simply reused asset from Help Wanted used in the game, the thought it spawned, Edwin having an involvement in Fazbear's Fright, is really cool to ponder on. During FNAF 3, we learned that Fazbear's Fright was a horror attraction placed within a local amusement park, with the attraction being centralized around the urban legends, murders, and ghost stories surrounding the Freddy's restaurant chain and Fazbear Entertainment. The attraction was filled with various props and relics from various Freddy's establishments, with the main attraction being the titular Springtrap. The building appears to be run by Phone Dude, who sounds like he's in his mid-20s or even his teenage years. Lastly, an intriguing line during the Night 1 phone call is very interesting when paired up with what we know of Edwin and his company, with Phone Dude stating that if they couldn't find anything interesting, they would have to put the night guard in a furry suit to walk around the establishment.
I honestly thought we'd have more by now. If we don't have something really cool by next week, then we may have to suit you up in a furry suit and make you walk around saying, boo.
In the events of Secret of the Mimic, we glean much about the personality of Edwin and his way of running Murray's Costume Manor. I see that he is quite negligent, opting to get engrossed with his invention and tinkering rather than what is going on within his company, with David being an unfortunate victim of said neglect. We also see that he is prone to letting others operate certain business activities, such as letting Fiona worry about the continuing functioning of his factory, and hiring teenagers to wear the springlock suits he has made for William and Henry.
None of this makes sense. I'm almost done. Why change it now? It would be so much easier to keep using the spring locks. Just hire some teens to wear the suits like we always do.
Lastly, he is seen to have a temper, as scenes when he savagely beats the mimic after it mimics David, his rage towards workers after they sold his company's secrets to Fazbear, and his paranoia-fueled rage towards former friends of Fazbear Entertainment for his actions towards him and his company. With all of this in mind, my timeline of events is that long after the events of Secret of the Mimic and the destruction of Murray's Costume Manor, Edwin would use the last of his money to finance and open Fazbear's Fright, capitalizing on the dark history of Freddy's as a whole, with him possibly seeing it as payback for them bringing his company to its knees. Using the connections he formed during the heyday of MCM, Edwin would place Fazbear's Fright in a local amusement park.
Come in and see what Murray's can do for your carnival, amusement park, midway, or fun fair.
With the old building having many problems, including the ventilation and speaker systems. Like he did with his old company, Edwin would hire several teenagers and young adults excited about the Freddy's name and its dark past to both run the attraction and search for any old relics of Freddy's, and Edwin would use some of his old costume suits within the attraction, although the troubled adventurer would be largely absent from the attraction's development. This would explain how Springtrap made it into the building despite him clearly having a corpse within him, with Edwin's negligence towards the attraction and his workers' carefree attitude towards its operation, resulting in everyone turning a blind eye to Springtrap's rather obvious red flags. Eventually, the attraction would share the same fate as MCM, with it burning down just before it would open for business, with this possibly leading to Edwin forcing his way into Fazbear Entertainment, and the company taking his idea of making Freddy's history into just urban legends and ghost stories, using his own Mimic 1 program to code the Freddy Fazbear's virtual experience, with the game working and serving a similar manner to the horror attraction as a whole.